What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to Work Knife Balance. We're going to be diving into probably one of the most controversial knives of 2023. When it came out, it was widely loved as could possibly be knife of the year for 2023 by a lot of people. Went through a couple name changes, and now is back again with a brand new lock on it. So let's go ahead and head to the top down and see what we got. Alright, so we're going to be taking a look at a new Vosteed, but before we do, I want to go ahead and say thank you to anybody who's already liked and subscribed to the channel. If you haven't, feel free to hit that subscribe button down below. You can also head over to Instagram and follow us at Work Knife Balance 939. That's the best way to communicate with us. Let us know what you want to see, what you don't want to see, what you like, what you don't like, and all that good jazz. So if you can't tell by taking a look at this, or if you did not read the thumbnail, then you're probably in awe of wondering, what is this knife? This is the Vosteed RS Chaos that we've got in today. We're going to go ahead and do an overall measurement. We're going to do some side-by-side comparisons. I will give you my opinions of this knife. This is not a new knife. This knife came out last year with a different lock on it, and now it's back with a makeover and has Vosteed's brand new top liner lock on it, which, spoiler alert, I absolutely love. So let's go ahead and head to the measurements, and we'll take it from there. Overall measurements, tip to tail, we are looking at about 8 1/4, the blade length of about 3 1/4, and a cutting edge of about 2.8 on there. Starting off with our side-by-side comparisons, we've got the Sharif Manganis designed Kubi Momentum up top. Gonna go ahead and put the CDC Chicago down below. Move on to the NAFS Lander 2 up top. Go ahead and pull out the Kaiser Veritas down below. Do the Civivi Button Lock Elementum. Go ahead and get a CJRB Button Lock Warney Pyrite. And then I'm going to grab a Hogue Deca to put up top. And we've got two other Vosteeds in right now, so we'll go ahead and take a look at the Hedgehog down below. And we'll go ahead and put the Raccoon up top. So all three of these came in together in the same unboxing, which will be linked somewhere up here throughout the video, but you can take a look at all three of them. All three of them are sporting Vosteed's new top liner lock right there, which is a fantastic lock. Absolutely loving everything that's going on there. So this is one of the more premium top liner locks that Vosteed has. The Psyop is probably going to take the cake on the newest released Vosteed design with the top liner lock, and then this is a rebranding, a new facelift, not really even a facelift. I guess you got more of like an internal gut lift in changing up the locking mechanism. But you have a top liner lock put on the RS Chaos here. So we've got titanium scales. We've got an M390 blade, I believe. Let's go ahead and zoom in there. Yeah, M390 blade. Excuse me. You've got a deployment hole that you can use to thumb flick or reverse flick, and then you do have a small flipper on the back that you can flip out right there. This knife, when it came out, I think because of the aesthetics, because of the kind of heft to this, the usability, the kind of rugged nature, the fact that when you hold this knife, you feel like you could survive an atomic bomb and really like be the leader through an apocalypse. I don't know. I feel like I could take on a horde of zombies holding this thing. That alone, that feeling that you get holding this knife, I think is why a lot of people moved to make this their knife of the year. And it was definitely on a lot of lists and nominated for knife of the year amongst reviewers for 2023. I can't discredit any of that. All of that is fantastic in what it is. And the design itself really hasn't changed too much. All they did was change and add the top liner lock to it here. So if we're going to be looking at the design aspects of it, none of that really has changed. It still feels great, still has the same ergos to it, has a lot of the really good details that were in the original RS Chaos. The chamfered edges here, the chamfered edges on the clip even, so when you're holding it in here, it rests in your hand. A lot of the aesthetics in not just the jimping up top, but kind of these milled cut, almost like long jimping on the top blade here. Vertical fullers almost, I guess you could call them. Just add to the aesthetics there. The compound grinded blade with the extra edge on the back there. I mean, there's a lot of really cool things about this knife that really kind of stood out and made it fantastic for 2023, and now just with the new lock for 2024. The absolutely monstrous backspacer that came through here with some jimping. I really like high backspacer, so that was a huge plus for me, and I know a lot of other people. You also have your lanyard spot on the backside here. For the most part, it's only a right-handed knife. I mean, you can't flip over the clip. There's no spots to flip the clip over or anything. The lock is actuated solely on the left side of the blade, holding it with the backhand here, or I guess you would say the show side of the blade there, not the clip side of the blade, so that's going to be more right-handed oriented. The one thing I will say, with the size of this knife, how big this knife is, this is the first top liner lock that I've had this issue with, but as you choke up, you can see me choking up here, really comfortable choke up spot. If I flip my hand over, this finger wants to land right on that button. And if I'm really not consciously thinking about it, I could see myself pinching down and then moving that blade. So, yeah, I mean, it's not going to go anywhere because my index finger is in that choil. My index finger is holding that there. But as I do that, I mean, you can see that is opened up to now I could do that. So, this has been the first on the top liner lock that I've seen that issue, and it's really because in that choke up spot my hand wants to land right there and go around. Down here everything's avoided. You avoid that button, you don't have to worry about it. You have to consciously know your fingers on that button not to push it, otherwise when you grip down, now I'm gripping and that is starting to slide over, as you can see there. So it's been the first top liner lock that I've had an issue with on that. All the others, really, I haven't had that issue at all in any choke up spots or kind of really run back. I haven't had that even in the Hedgehog, where you want to be able to choke up here. My fingers naturally avoid it in the way that I hold it, so it could just be my hands and how I'm holding it. But for the RS Chaos, that's one thing that I've noticed is in that choke up, that middle finger just wants to hit that button and land right there. So you have to consciously be aware of that. Other than that, it's a fantastic knife. And I really love the fact that Vosteed is putting this top liner lock on everything. It's just a matter of time before we see more companies start replacing their button locks with a backside compression lock or a topside liner lock, whatever you want to call it. And then we start to see more of this. I don't think it's a bad thing. I would love to see someone flip it for lefties, hit that 11 to 14% of the population that is left-handed, and give them more of an opportunity to experience this, rightfully so. But even without that, I mean, you can, like I said, you can actuate it, do everything left-handed. You just have to be more aware when you're left-handed, because your fingers are 100% landing on that button. And that will be the same kind of comments, remarks that I have for every top liner lock until we have a reason to say left-handed can carry this without touching that button. So, yeah. Not much left to say on this one. It's a snappy detent. It's got a great blade. It's Vosteed Titanium M390. This is coming in at $250. I will go ahead and post links below. If they're Amazon links, they support our channel. If they're not, they're just for you to have fun with. Check out some cool knives and buy some things. So, until next time, Vosteed Chaos, work knife balance, TTFN.